Good morning, it's Charles again from Verified Services. Today I want to have a chat with you on how do you want to grow your business. This leads on from the fact of the advertising and the marketing last week and setting your advertising budgets up and understanding of I want to grow, I want more clients, I want to expand. So for the sake of this video and for the sake of this project, the first thing I say is you got to reverse engineer what your growth is, and you want to know where you're going to be. If you don't reverse engineer what your growth is going to be, you're not going to be ready or equipped or have the budget for the growth. So, for the sake of this, we're going to establish that whatever type of business you're on, you want to grow by R500,000 for the growth, starting in the next calendar year. So, starting from the 1st of October until the end of September next year, your target is R500,000 for the growth. So you got to break this down backwards, down to where you are at the moment. And the reason why you're breaking it down is you need to understand how much more per day, how much more per advertising, how much more staff you require, what is the projected turnover per day, and you've got to try and understand and build towards getting that extra turnover. You don't just get an extra R500,000 turnover, $500,000 a year turnover without working towards it. Very often, to get that extra growth, you got to buy more assets, more machinery. Just expand on your business. So, if you're going to reach out for you want to get R500,000 of growth within the next year, it basically works out to around about 350 Rand per hour on an 8-hour day. Now, I know most of us work 9-hour days in South Africa as an actual work part of the day. But I've rounded up to 8 hours purely from the fact that you lose an hour every day in travel time and those sort of things. So it's 350 times 8 times 200. There's approximately 200 days in a year of actual working time. Between public holidays, leave pay, weekends, and sick leave, you will lose about 165 days a year. There's 52 weekends in a year. That's 110 days in itself. There's 12 or 13 public holidays, so up to 123. Then you've got leave day, which is 3 weeks, that's 123 plus a 15, etc., etc., etc. So work on a round figure of around 200 days per year, and you reverse engineer that. If you're doing extra 8 hours a day, 350, 200, that's 560,000. That's on your target. It's above target, which works out to 2,800 Rand per day, which you've got to grow towards. Now, 2,800 Rand a day for a month, that's an extra 4,000 to 5,000 Rand per month for advertising. So you've got to increase your advertising budget, step one, and this will be a progressive thing. So you go deep in the beginning and you can bring it back. So I would say nothing less than 8% consistent for the 12 months, but I'd also probably say from the onset you go to 12%, and as work picks up, you come back to 8% or 6% after month 6, 7. So you've got to start accounting for the 4 to 5,000 Rand per month extra for advertising. Now, obviously, when you increase your advertising costs, your fuel costs go up, your running around goes up, that sort of thing. Now, as a normal service provider, I'm just without including material costs. So if you're a plumber, exclude your material costs. If you're a builder, exclude your material costs. Those things must be excluded. You're probably looking at between 3 to 4 men extra staff. So working the minimum wage in South Africa at the moment, I think was 187. Times it by 4, you start adding up these figures. So 187 times 4 plus the 45,000 Rand. You start getting your monthly cost of the growth going forward, and that excludes possibly a manager, because I don't know how many staff you've got currently. If you've got 10 staff and you bring in 3 to 4 men and you've got another team running, if you're running the initial 10, it may be worth your while to get a manager in, because you'll be losing an extra hour on each end of the day picking up a team. So if you calculate it over a week at the hourly rate, you start losing a significant amount of money. So you've got to bring in a manager. With extra transport, another van, and then I don't know what your assets are that depend on each business. So marketing, advertising leads to growth. you got to establish where you want to be if you want to grow, because that also sets up your advertising budget. Again, like I said, between 4 and 12%. If you want to aggressively grow your business, you got to go to 12%. If you don't want to grow your business, you got to come back between 8 and 4% if you want to be consistent. So, and consistency in marketing and in advertising is a key to growth. You've got to advertise every single month. It's got to be part of your budget. So those are the figures very quickly on how to set a goal in your business for growth, especially most of all in the service industry and those industries, plumbing, garden services, tree felling businesses, building services, is to set yourself a target for where you're going. And again, if you are in a service industry that buys consumables, exclude the consumables, because there's a markup on that, and that's a cost of business that the client pays for. So yeah, how do I grow my business? Reverse engineer where you want to be. Take that figure, break it down into hourly rates, look at the cost. Are you equipped for that extra growth? If not, you've got to add in your machinery cost there, possibly a manager, what you're prepared to pay them. The one thing with a manager you need to be aware of is they will eventually become your competition. So that happens. There's an 80% chance it's going to happen, is they will become your competition. So understanding of these different aspects and reverse engineer your business gives you an idea of where you want to be in a year's time and what the target market is. And you've got to be realistic about it. And that's it. Part of the marketing and part of your strategy is where you advertise, how you market your business, and how you brand your business. I'm going to come on to branding at a later stage. But how do I grow? Reverse engineer where you want to be. Have a great couple days, and I'll see you soon, maybe sooner than later. Thanks very much. Cheers. Bye.